can stop now.
Okay.
I'm talking to them.
So for today, I had some questions from your grandson, my son Daniel, and he wanted to know about your school. He wanted more information about what did you do for fun? Did you go to the
No.
parks? Did you play sports? Did you play instruments? Did you go to art class? What was your favorite subject? What was your least favorite subject? He wants everything around school. So let's start there. So what was your favorite subject in school? And describe
It certainly was not math, for sure. I think spelling.
spelling. Oh, so how did you guys? What did you do for spelling in those time
In the
periods?
classroom.
Mhm.
At the end of each week, if I remember right, at the end of each week, we would have a spelling test, and and we would test and then turn it in, and then that would tell who I was teaching that how how far you would go for, for because it was every week. In 1 week with spelling.
How did you study for that?
How did I study for that? Robert Munoz. Hello. What am I doing? We're over here
An interview.
in an interview. That's it. It's my daughter Emily. She's asking me all kinds of questions.
Tell him I'll send him the video.
Oh, she says we're gonna make a video and send it over to you. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm a movie star right now. What are you doing? Nothing? Oh, you better get busy. Oh, okay, I'll call you later. Bye.
You were just talking about him too, then he hadn't called.
Yeah, I know. He was
He
babysitting
heard.
for his
Aw,
grandson.
aw, how sweet. That's nice. Okay, so spelling was your favorite, and you must have done well on the test. So you, on the top of the class? You do good on your test for spelling?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you study for it? What did you do?
Just study it.
It's like write the word down.
Yeah, take a good look at it, just like getting acquainted with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was good at spelling. I like spelling.
Did you have to know the definitions too, or just the how to spell it
No, definitions.
as well?
Cool.
Yeah. So that's interesting because I think you said when you started school you spoke Spanish only.
Oh yeah, in kindergarten.
Because at home you guys spoke Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So when you came to school, they didn't let you speak Spanish, so you had to learn English.
Mm-hmm.
Was it hard to learn English?
Yes, it was.
How did you learn English?
I was little, so and I wasn't the only one coming into school just with one language, you know. So we just did what we were told.
But when you started, you probably didn't understand what they were saying because if you only spoke Spanish at home.
Mm.
But you learn, right?
Yeah, you do every day. You know, then you do it like nothing.
Were they nice teachers when you were little?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially in the smaller class.
Yeah.
That's kindergarten or first grade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I met Sheila.
Your best friend.
My best friend, and actually she was a cousin to my cousin.
Oh
A
wow.
little related in some way.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
family.
haven't heard from her,
Oh.
so I don't know.
Wow. Since kindergarten then.
Yeah.
Wow. Was the school all day or just a couple hours?
I would think that about 3 hours,
3 hours.
because they'd come and pick me up.
And how would you get to school when you're that little?
My grandmother.
Yeah. I was
Because
wondering
it
if
was
your
walking
aunts would take,
distance.
because your aunts they were like already probably high school, huh?
My aunts,
Yeah.
they were already married.
Oh, wow. They're a lot older. Okay. And then what was your least favorite subject?
Math.
Why?
I don't know. I wasn't good with numbers.
Mm.
You know, it was like, I couldn't, it was hard for me to concentrate when I was in the lower grades.
Mm-hmm. Did you get better at it when you got older?
Oh yeah, you have to. They give you homework galore.
Yeah. Did you guys do a lot of reading?
Reading, oh yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's good. Yeah. And then what did you guys do in school for fun? Like what kind of fun?
Well, we were just waiting around for recess. So we could go running and swing in the swings and
So you'd swing, you'd run. Did you do hopscotch or jumping rope or singing songs?
not in the early grades, early grades, no.
No.
Later on, yeah.
Like in junior high?
No. And
5th grade?
maybe second grade.
Oh, okay. Which one of those did you like the most?
To do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it certainly wasn't math, okay? At least they want playing outside.
Yeah. With your friends?
All kids do that. All kids like that. You play outside
Yeah.
and make friends.
What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were little? Like, what was your dream job?
I remember.
I remember one time you did a class, and that was one of the things they said, remember what you want to be when you're little, because that's what you were meant to be. And I don't remember what it was that you told me that you wanted to be. Was it a travel agent? Was that when you went into travel agency?
Oh, travel? Yeah, because my grandmother would bring me to San Francisco to visit my aunt, and we spent time there. Not that I was crazy about the people. They were strange to me.
Mm-hmm.
There was one black kid that used to eat his food and slobber it, and he would sit right in front of me. Oh my God, I actually would be sick. I would move as fast as I could.
How old were you?
I was maybe in the first grade.
Oh, wow, so you were little.
Yeah, I was
So the schools were different in California than Texas.
oh yeah.
Like, what kind of differences did you notice?
They don't take any musk in Texas. You sit down and you do your work.
And then in California, what was it like?
Ah, they're so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a difference there.
And how about friends? Oh, you're that young, you made friends.
Yeah, friends. At first, of course, when you first start, you don't know anybody. But I was gonna beat that by making friends on my own, and that's how I would get together and talk about what goes on number, because my math was really bad. What goes on number 2, and we would cheat. It was cheating, what it was. You got a little newspaper, little piece of paper. What's the answer? What's number 2?
Oh, passing notes in class?
What's number?
And you would tell them the answer?
I would. I would. until they would catch me.
Oh.
You know, a lot of times the teachers would wise up and they would go to the back of the room
Mhm.
and watch from there.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So
Some,
that's how they catch.
some teachers like are in front and I'm like, no, I like to be in back because then they don't know who I'm watching. I can see them all. What's on their
Yeah,
computers.
she would see, and if she saw that anybody, not just me, anybody would copy from somebody else,
Mhm.
they'd go and write their name on the board.
Mhm. Wow.
You guys probably do. The night of the board, you're staying after school.
Oh.
And so you do. Oh, what? What did she see me? You know.
How funny. Did the boys and girls talk in class?
Oh yeah, especially the boys.
No, but I mean, did they talk to each other?
Yeah.
The boys and like, do you talk to boys?
Yeah, of course, you know, you're sitting, and the boys are the dumb ones. They are. Yeah, because they don't try. They just sit back and then they ask them. One of them would ask me, "What's the answer to number?" And you do. You just you have it. You give it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not what you were supposed to do. Until after I didn't. I knew it wasn't rightish, but I felt sorry for the guy. Yeah, number 4.
When did you start liking boys? Like, how old were you?
Oh, I didn't start liking boys until I was already in. Before I went to junior high.
So about 12,
How about that?
with Jennifer's age.
Huh? Yeah.
Who was the first boy you liked?
Ooh.
Not who you first kissed. Who was the first boy you liked?
I can't remember.
First crush in school?
I used to hang around more with girls. You know why? Because Sheila was always, you know, she'd be related and everything.
Yeah.
Sheila, but she was really, how shall I say? She would always try to correct me.
Oh.
And so I didn't quite like it, but it helped.
Yeah.
So, but I was mainly in the work itself because I wanted to be the best in the class.
Mm,
And so I tried my best.
that's good.
And fooling around, you know, I couldn't think of that because I go home and I'd be with my grandparents.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me do like running around out there with a friend or whatever. No. I think you need to do the floors, or I think you need to do this, or I think you.
So when you came home from school, you didn't go out and play?
No.
You just came home and did
Mhm.
your work?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Take my shoes, my Oxford
Yeah.
socks, shoe, take those off, and then if I wanted to, if I felt like it, I would shine them, have them ready for next morning. What I was going to be wearing, I made sure I had that. So it was mostly preparing.
For the next day. And then would you get homework from school?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every night. And then you would help your grandma cook dinner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But no going outside and playing, no friends coming over and
Life
playing.
was different over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody really went out to play.
What did you do for fun?
Spend it with the family.
Yeah.
or you can make fun out with anything, with math. You're doing something and you do something dumb and you start laughing. But yeah, it wasn't until later on when I started working at this restaurant. That was my first job, restaurant.
How did you get the job?
Now wait a minute. When I came here and I spent time with my dad and his family, all the kids, I became an automatic babysitter, right? And so I says, this isn't gonna work.
How long did you live with your dad?
Just about maybe 3 months.
Oh, wow. That's short.
Yeah, and that was her chance to get away. And they would both go and work maybe in the fields. I don't know where they went. But I would watch the kids. Oh, Bobby.
The one who just called you. He was a sinker. How funny.
Running around, wanting to know everything.
How old were you when you came and took care of him?
Well, I came twice. The first time was, we had just come so that my grandma wanted me to meet and get to know my dad and his family.
Okay.
You know? So that was a short, come on, maybe 2 months.
With your grandma. Your grandma was here.
A month or two. My grandmother right away started working. She worked at this place where I don't know what they made. They made, because Lisha used to work at the same place. They worked with fish.
Mm. What city?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
So that over there by the, how do you call it? Where all the fun is.
Yeah, pier. The piers.
The pier. Yeah, they used to work out there with I guess they were cleaning the fish or I don't know what they were doing.
That's when you were living in San Francisco then
Yeah.
too.
And I was in school.
And then your dad lived in what city?
They were all over there.
In San Francisco too?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me back it up. I was with Licha. Licha and her husband. My dad wasn't there. He was over here in Delano.
Oh. So your grandma was staying with Licha?
Yeah.
In San Francisco?
Oh yeah.
And you went to school in San Francisco?
Yeah.
For a couple months?
Mm-hmm.
So when you met your dad and his family, the school in San Francisco sounds like elementary school? Or was it middle school or junior high?
When I was in San Francisco.
Yeah. How old were you in San Francisco?
Different ages, because don't forget I went at least twice over there.
Okay.
And
so the first time,
yeah, it was very, very different the first time. The second time was not too bad because we used to have a lot of outings.
mm-hmm.
I remember going to the Fisherman's Wharf quite a bit. So I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you still like San Francisco, so
it
good
is.
memories. Yeah.
Like it's part of me.
Mm-hmm. Were you a teenager when you went to San Francisco the second time? Or were you still younger?
Preteen.
Okay. So probably like
So preteen.
Jenny's age still. 12, 11.
Yeah.
And then your dad lived in Delano. So then you didn't see him like every day. You guys probably just saw him for weekend
See who?
trips. Your dad?
Oh, my dad? But he was very aware of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew what was going on. You know.
when you were that little and you met your brothers and sisters? Like, what did you think?
I got to know each and every one of them. Of course, Bobby was like, you couldn't catch him. I didn't even try. And Bobby and Rebecca and Stella, and there was more girls than boys. Yeah, because it's the oldest is a boy and the youngest, Philip.
Mm-hmm.
He was a baby, but the rest were all girls.
Yeah, all the girls.
Yeah, poor things. I remember when I was gonna leave to go home, to go back to Texas, because I got fed up with that woman that didn't want to do any work. She depended for me to do everything, take care of the kids, feed them, and I wasn't used to that. No, I thought, heck no. So what I did, I got a suitcase, and I filled up with all my clothes, most of my clothes, and I put it under the bed, and it was ready to go. So my grandmother and my grandfather, they sent me some money so that I could go home.
Mm. So they knew.
Yeah,
that you were fed up. How did you wrote them a letter?
I used to keep in touch with them either by letter or phone.
Okay.
Phone especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just told her I was so tired. He said, I did ask you.
How old were you? You were older then, like a teenager?
It's such a stretch in between that time. Because I was even when I was in Texas, I would change schools. I remember because my grandparents used to move, and then that meant I had to change to a different school, and that's how I got together with Sheila, because she was related, and I was not aware of it. And she was real bossy. She still is.
Yeah.
If I see her today, if she's not gone, she's bossy.
So when you had your suitcase under the bed, is that the time that, had you met Dad already? Or was that before you met Dad?
Yes, I had already met your dad.
Okay, so you were probably like 16 then.
Yeah, because I met Louis first, and then I met your dad.
So that all happened in those few months that you stayed
Yeah.
with your dad and you were babysitting your brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like 16. How did you get to your dad's? Like, did he bring you to California? Did your grandma leave you here?
No, the first time I came with my grandmother.
When you were little.
When I was smaller, yeah.
Yeah.
And the second time I came, I must have come more than twice because I remember coming with. No, it couldn't be. Okay, I don't remember. How? Oh, we took the bus. We took. That's when we took Stella with us.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And then you had to bring her home. You had to bring her back.
Yes.
And then you stayed.
It was an excuse. Like dad's plan. Yeah.
Did you know about it? Did you know your dad had planned that?
Sort of, because I would try to get him to, because I wanted a car. That's what I wanted.
It always comes down to the car.
It was like my granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that car, and so that's how my dad kept me.
Promise with a car.
So then he said, I'll get you a car of this and this and that. You know, if you put conditions, right? Oh, yeah. I said, that's no problem, you know.
And the dances.
Oh, and the dances. Yeah,
Did
oh,
he
yeah.
say-
He would let me go to the dance, or he would take me to the dance. And
Oh.
the first time he stayed there.
Well, we're gonna pause here because when we continue tomorrow, we're gonna talk about your teenage years, and that definitely fits into teenage years. Car, independence, dancing, and I expect some pictures. So you better be ready to show me pictures and tell me about the first kisses.
First kisses.
Who did you first kiss? Oh,
Louis.
Stay
Louis,
tuned. Stay
Louis.
tuned.